Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. In this video, I'd like to show you how to use twisted cane to create a design. Now in this piece, I also show you kind of my design process and how I work with materials, lay those materials out, and then let the materials to some degree dictate the direction of the design. Really fun technique, so I'm looking forward to sharing this with you. This project came to mind because I have these twisted cane, they're rolling right off the table here, that I really like. And I wanted to do some sort of repeating pattern with these in such a way that would highlight them and you would see the beautiful depth that they create in the artwork with that spiral and how it creates some sort of movement within the art. I love that about it. So I wanted to create something where I had an opaque material next to this transparent material for a nice contrast. And I wasn't sure what colors I wanted to use for this. I wanted the cane to really show nicely and boldly. So I thought, well, let me try doing an entirely white, background. But I didn't like the way that in like this area right here, let's move that out of the way. If I did, so basically I have an alternating pattern here of a piece of 1/4 inch wide glass, then a piece of 1/8 inch wide glass that complements or is in conjunction with the cane here. Now you see a better picture of this in a second when I get a different view. I'd like to show you my sort of process of designing something, sort of how my mind works, so that maybe it'll be similar to how you do it, or maybe it'll be different and give you some insight into a new way to approach a project. I'm inspired by this twisted cane. I just love the way it has movement in it and the way that the light goes through it. When it's fired next to other glass, you get that sense of, a spiral activity and the bright colors and the mix of colors, everything. So I just really love these. I'm going to bring them up a little closer for you to see how, they're really so fun to work with. They have so many opportunities for design. And so this is kind of where my design started, was like, okay, what can I do with this cane and what can I do with it that makes it really show off nicely? Well, I liked the idea of having an opaque material next to it so that there would be a nice contrast with this clear just popping out, and when the light goes through the art, hopefully it will go through this piece and reflect on underneath the art and give us a new and different view and a new and different kind of look, which the reflective quality, I love that. So I couldn't decide. I thought, all right, I could do all white and white, but then I was like, I wanted to offset the twisted cane, something like this, And then I was like, well, I don't really like this white next to white because you're going to see that seam will look like a scar. I didn't care for that. So I thought, all right, well, suppose I use gray instead, this pretty solid gray. And I thought, well, that kind of feels like it's absorbing the color out of the cane and becomes a little stronger than the twisted material. So I didn't really care for that. And I thought, all right, well, suppose I work with bone, this almond or bone color next to the white. Then I have two opaques, and I have a nice high contrast to the transparency of the twisted cane. So in the process of doing all that, I was like, all right, well, how wide do these pieces need to be, and how wide should these pieces be to give me a nice pattern repeat? So let me move these out of the way, and I'll show you what I came up with. I played around with different widths and different colors and different ways of arranging the twisted cane. And so far, this is the pattern that I like best. I like it because the amber is still such a neutral, or this bone color is such a neutral that these colors show really nicely next to it. I like that the white is a neutral and kind of gives us a nice pop and a nice linear quality. I like that both of these materials are opalescent, whereas the cane is transparent, so we have that nice contrast. So when I started cutting pieces, I just sort of cut a bunch of random strips, and I didn't cut them to length yet, so these are all a little long, and I need another piece of bone right in here before I do the next repeat. And I have a little bit of a plan, not necessarily super tight, but I decided to put this black and white and clear one here, then red and white, then red and black, then this orange and red, which is kind of a combination, then orange. I think the next set will be yellow. And what I'm going to do is use this piece right here to kind of get those all the same length. And then tuck this under here, if it'll go. No, it's not going to go. Let's try this white piece, see if that'll go. Nope, that's not going to go either. All right, well, we'll just do that. And then we will take Sharpie. We'll line this up right here. Now, of course, I could use a measurement as well, but that might just be the easiest thing to do since everything is moving on me. And this square on the bottom is 8 inches by 8 inches, so I'll just cut those all to 8 inches. And so this is sort of the origination of the design and kind of the direction I thought I would go. And I'm not sure what order I'm going to do these in yet. I think the next set will be yellow, and then the blue will come a little bit later. I'm working on a Morton system here, and here's got my white. I have my white and my bone color. The white one is already cut to size. It's 3.5 inches long this way. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a bunch of 1/8 inch pieces. Now 1/8 inch is pretty narrow, so but I want it to match up with the twisted cane. Oh, there we go. Very first one. Didn't want to cooperate. Look at that. There we go. Now that one has a little bump on it, so I'll probably take that to the grinder. That one's garbage. Oh man. Okay. So let's rotate the glass around. Let me try putting a little more pressure onto this score. Well, okay. Let's go ahead and regroup here. All right, the white wasn't cooperating, so let's move on to this bone color. Okay, 1/4 inch wide strips of this. Yay! Let's see, this is 8 inches, so it's the right length. That's wonderful. All right, we got it on the move now. Now we need 8 more pieces. I measured to complete that piece of art. There's 4. Six. And these are just going great, which I probably should not say anything yet. Oh, see that? Look at that. I got all copied. I'm going to rotate this around. Go right at the other side. Yay. Oh, no, missed a little bit on that end. There we go. Okay. So we'll take this one out of the mix. This one out of the mix. We don't want these broken ones. Heck no. Crud. Alright, off camera I'm saying words other than crud. There we go. That one we can probably salvage. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to cut 2 more just to be on the safe side. Let's take this white over here and use it to help hold this glass in place. There we go. You know what, I'm just going to cut 2 more, and then if I don't have to use this one, I won't. This one I feel like didn't have a great start, so I'm going to actually try to break it from this end. There we go. Let's do one more because this piece of glass isn't going to be good for much else anyway. Got this little tip going in here. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Yay. All right, let's go back to this white. All right, I abandoned this piece because I was having no luck with it. So instead, I got a bigger piece. And this is 3.5 this way, but I wasn't having great luck with that either. So I decided to try cutting long pieces. Sometimes you cut short and they don't work. Cut long, right? I also decided to try my rosing pliers instead of my running pliers, see if that works better. Look at that. That is better. Much better. Alright, let's see if we can get another one of those. Woohoo! Oh, missed a little bit there at the end. That's alright. Okay, we'll get another one here. And there we go. Woohoo! Alright, that should be enough. Alright, I turned these sideways and I have them all lined up at 3.5. I'm going to go ahead and put my thumb here. Move those down to 3.5, maybe 7. Moving down to 7. There we go. And we'll do another score line here. And I don't think we have enough to get a third one out of there. Alright, and then we'll just break them. I guess we can get one out of that. Okay, maybe some of these, this one looks narrow. I don't think I want to use that. I might be able to use these 3. Let's see if we've got 3.5 here. And yes, we do. Wonderful. Okay, so that worked very nicely. Now, I cleaned this glass before I cut it, so I don't have to go in and clean it now, but I do have to clean off any of that Sharpie mark that's on there, because that, we don't want to worry about that potentially not burning off. Alright, so we have our strips cut, so go ahead and start putting this continuing with this pattern here. Places here, this white here, and so I've got black and white, white and red, black and red, red and orange, orange. I don't have any orange and yellow. I don't have any orange and yellow. I just have something to go to orange, then to yellow and yellow. And now I think we're going to go move into, let's see, this green. I like this green next, or this blue and yellow. I think maybe we'll do this blue and yellow next. All right, so we're going to place this here. I'm going to mark it. Go. Use my mosaic nippers. Go trim that off. And look, that one is divided in half perfectly. Beautifully, actually. I'll add another piece of this bone color. I'll put the white down here, this green over here. There we go. Now another piece of this. And now I think we'll go into green. I like the idea of the green. So I'll take a white piece, put it here. Mark this one. Right there. That, and then a piece of bone, piece of green, piece of white. Bone. Ooh, look how this is coming out really nicely. I just love the way these colors are working together. So now I think I want to go into blue. I think I want to end with, yeah, I like that blue in there. Or do I want to go with this? Well, this blue isn't big enough. And this one is a little pale. I think I like that one. So let's go ahead and tuck that in there. And we've got a little bit of Sharpie on that. So I'm going to take this towel and wipe that off. A little bit right there too. Get that off there. Ooh, it looks like we have a perfect ending now. So maybe I do want to use this dark one, dark blue-green here, because I can only fit one more piece in. And then I only have a single of these, so this seems to make sense to me, artistically. Yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and mark that. Right there. And we got a blue working into green, which is nice. Let's see which of these two is wider. I think I want to use the wider of the two. A little bit of that clear sticks out the end there, that's fine. There we go. And look, I'm quite pleased with the way that's coming out, with the way that looks. So, again, the reason I chose to do alternate colors here is because if you put a white next to a white, there's going to be a visual seam there because the glass is not going to really flow together, and I don't want that distraction. So I thought, let me just change the color, and then it looks like a purposeful pattern instead of a distraction. So, do I have all this the right way? Let's see. Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Yeah, okay. Looks great. All right, we're going to place this in the kiln, fire this to a full fuse temperature. Now, in a situation like this where I have a lot of complicated pieces, what I will often do is, this is a hairspray in a little applicator bottle. What I'll do is just put a little bit of glue just on the end pieces, just so I can transport it to the kiln and using the minimal amount of adhesive here, glue, possible, because I don't want creating contaminations inside the kiln. So by using the smallest amount possible and only gluing those two end pieces, I'm minimizing the opportunity for any contaminants inside the kiln when this fires. Ooh, look how fun that is. What an awesome firing. Oh my gosh, it looks so smooth and shiny. Just love it. And you know, I'm kind of think it's kind of fun that the two colors, there's a little more of a contrast before it was fired, and now they are really close, and I love that there's no seams there, no visual seams or scars that would distract. I love that it's very neutral. At the last minute, I decided to change these colors out and add these blue and white, this pale blue, the aqua color, because I thought it went nicely with this sort of greeny aqua color there. And, oh, great firing. Nice smooth edge quality here. A little bit of a variation here because of the way it was assembled. That's fine. The back looks even awesome. Isn't that fun? Wow. I just love the three-dimensional quality we have here in contrast to this nice flat opaque color we have here. So really pleased with this. Let's go ahead and take this mold out, this shelf out of the kiln. And as you can see, I had way too many kiln posts in there because I had a couple of shelves in this kiln all at one time. We're going to go ahead and put this 8-inch square mold in here. Put the glass on the mold. Make sure it's lined up nicely in all four corners. Close this up. We're going to fire this to the slump temperature. I'm looking forward to seeing that when it comes out. You know, I just started thinking about this piece before I slump it, and I'm thinking maybe this square bowl isn't interesting enough to bring this piece out. I feel like it's a little more sculptural than just, meant for like a regular bowl. So I, took it over to my rack of all my molds, and I contemplated, okay, what are some things I could do with this? Well, what about this stainless steel S mold? Maybe I could put it on there. I thought, well, I could do it this way. Well, I could do it this way, the way I fired it, which would be one option. And that could be kind of cool. And then it would be freestanding, which would be interesting. But then I thought, well, suppose instead of doing it that direction, suppose I do it this direction. Because when this is freestanding, in theory, this middle should be kind of what faces out. This will go back, this will go around. If that's what faces out, that's kind of the most interesting part of the design. So I think I'm going to change my plan here. And instead of do this over a square mold, I'm going to do it over this S mold. And it just fits actually quite literally because it's an 8-inch piece of glass, 8-inch wide mold. But I'm going to try it on here and see if I can come up with something a little more interesting than just a regular bowl. So let's go ahead and close the kiln, fire this to a slump temperature, and I look forward to seeing that when it's done. Okay, let's see how our piece slumped and what it looks like. Wow, I think that's really fun. So we have this on this stainless steel S mold. Look at those great colors. Look at that transparency we have there. It's just fabulous. And let's see, it's going to be a freestanding piece, so it stands up all by itself. Wasn't that wonderful? So that we can get the full effect of that transparency, that beautiful contrast of the transparency and the three-dimensional quality of those twisted cane in contrast to the off-white and then the white. So I really am thrilled with the way that came out. See, the back looks pretty too. This is definitely one of those pieces where you'd want to display it in such a way that you can see it from the front and the back and the sides, because that contour is really lovely. It's very graceful. And so if you can see it from the front and back and have light coming through it, or place it in a window somewhere where you can get benefit with natural light coming through those colors, it would just be spectacular. So super thrilled with the way this came out. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing how to make this piece and then my process, and even when I got down to the point of slumping it, I made some changes there along the way. So you can do the same thing. You're not always set in stone when you get started on a project. You can make decisions, design decisions, artistic decisions along the way and change your direction depending upon once you get to a certain stage in your project. Maybe some new idea might present itself, and then you want to take a different approach to that project. And that's kind of the fun thing about working with art and working with glass, is you have that opportunity to be flexible. So try it, be flexible. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this piece, and I hope you try working with some of this cane. Really a lot of fun. It's a lot of potential for a lot of different designs. And please follow, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll get all my new videos as soon as they come out. You'll know exactly when you can check out some of these new and exciting topics that we have coming up. Also, become a premium video member. We'd love to have you. We have new courses coming out all the time. Exclusive content just for members. You get a full-length step-by-step video instruction plus printable pattern ebook with everything you need to complete those projects. So become a member. Anyway, until next time, happy fusing.